Mount Hood, Oregon. My name is Miles McLaughlin here at Wilco Land, presenting a new property today with you. In this video, I'm going to talk through some common questions we get from our buyers, talk a little bit more about our business model we have here at Wilco Land, and then just run through the property, show you one of my favorite apps for land viewings if you're going to go view this on your own. We do offer more of a self-service model here at Wilco Land. I'll walk through how you can go do your own viewings, and again, answer some of those common questions that people might have about these type of properties. So just kicking this video off, I'll scroll through some photos. What we do at Wilco Land is we buy and sell raw vacant land. That's our specialty. That's our niche. We do offer a lot of cash discounts to cash buyers. We do offer seller financing terms as well. A variety of properties. We try to focus on really cool areas of the country that we personally like ourselves, some world-class locations, right? And we strive to be some of the lowest prices in the market. We move land fast, right? And so, again, we can do that by offering more of a self-service real estate model. So you can see we're on the east side of Mount Hood here. Just a really cool property. I'm going to pull it up using the GPS coordinates to start. The first thing I'm going to go over is location of this property. It's located in Wasco County, Oregon. Again, I'll pull up a bird's eye view of the property. All I'm using are the GPS coordinates to find the property on a map. So a lot of vacant land won't have a property address, so you'll have to use the GPS coordinates. So let's get off this and we'll see where we're at. So here's Mount Hood National Forest, Portland, Oregon. Just to the north is going to be Washington, right? And this is actually, I think, Rainier. And then this is a cool area of Washington as well. So you're real close to Hood River and the Dalles too. So if you're familiar with the area, I don't have to sell you on the location. The location is world-class. And I'm going to zoom out here. Again, Mount Hood, you've got this road, Dufur Valley Road, that really takes you in here, right? And you can zoom in on Google. And sometimes there's like photos and things you can click on to look at that location. So for those going to, that want to look one step deeper, I've got this property pulled up on Google Earth, and you can actually use this file to do that. You can download this file that we have here. It's a KMZ file. It'll open up the property on Google Earth. And so you can see sometimes there's street views. There's going to be no street views for this specific property, but we can get them down here. So I'll show you the closest place we can find street views. So we can see the property there. We can get street views going into the road that goes up there. So this is going to give you an idea what your drive to your property is going to look like. You can see that here. And then this is going to go back into the property. So really a cool access road to get back to this property. And I'm going to exit this street view right here and just get another bird's eye view. I'm going to talk about the topography and the terrain. So it is a sloping property, right? It's going to be, probably a more expensive build site. Who's the target audience for this property? It's going to be people looking for a camping location. Maybe they want to build some sort of hobbit home into the side of the mountain. Maybe you want to put a yurt up. I've seen people get really creative with these type of properties, off-grid structures, tiny homes, yurts, campsites, things like that. Even just doing some dirt work and putting in a driveway that turns through, right? A through driveway, and you can park your camper. I mean, for the price that we're asking for this property, it's really reasonable just to call it a campsite and a long-term land investment. So, you have this tangible asset that you're investing in, right? It's a real estate asset that over time is going to appreciate. Real estate always has. And at the same time, this is a recreational opportunity for you to go out here, build tree forts, build a campsite, do a little bit of dirt work. So there's a through driveway where you can park a camper and maybe build someday. So you have options. It's not like you have to build on this property. You have a lot of different options of what you can do on this property for the time being until you decide what you want to do. So that's what a lot of people are buying for. And so Google Earth offers like some imagery here. You can see that type of stuff. And our photographer did a good job of kind of capturing the property. But this is going to be your access point to Mount Hood. I mean, for being in the foothills, for being at the base of Mount Hood, this is a really cool, unique land investment. There's not a lot of opportunities that exist like it. And then you're right next to the Columbia River too. Mount Hood is really, Hood River is a really cool area if you're unfamiliar with it. So you have summer access, you have winter access, and so you're going to have a really fun recreational property that there's going to be a lot that you can do with it. So camping is going to be allowed. Obviously, you can't live on the property as a camper. They want to, if you're going to be there long term, you got to find a way to dispose of your waste with a septic system or something of that nature. So again, it's 7.5 acres. I don't have a lot else to talk about on the property. We've talked about the target audience, who might be buying this, why people buy properties like this. I've got some photos of it. You can go take a look at the property on your own anytime. If you want to read more about the zoning, I've got a link to the zoning website here and the zoning phone number. It's low annual taxes. We can see there's direct road access to it. That's not an issue. There's power in the area. And I'm going to pull it up on Onyx Maps to show you the property. And this is my favorite app to use for land viewings. I have the elite version. I think it's about $100 a year or so. Don't quote me on that. And you can actually get these property lines. So you can see these property lines are available here. So you can go out to the property and actually walk it and see where these property lines are there in real time with this app on your phone. Sometimes you'll lose cell phone connection. So just make sure if you are doing that, you download the maps before you get out there. So I'll put it in 3D imagery as well. And we can see the property has this slope to it. So, to build, it's going to require some dirt work. To park a camper is probably going to require some dirt work. But just to use for recreation right now, this is a great site for you and your friends to go out and camp. It's a long-term investment. Like I said, maybe you put some sort of off-grid log cabin out there. Maybe you do a little bit of dirt work and you've got a place to build or park a camper. So you can see other people have built and developed down on these properties. So there's probably power in the area with this type of development that we see on South Valley Road with these homes here. You can see that there's homes like this. Typically, spidey senses say, hey, there's power in the area. I'm not super concerned with power. Go out there and look at the property. You're probably going to see power lines or indications of power nearby too. So that, this isn't, off grid where you're not going to have amenities. So it gives you privacy. You're in the mountains, but it's not, quote unquote off grid type of property. So that's really all I've got to say. Like I said, you're using these GPS coordinates to go locate the property. I enjoy using Onyx Maps. Otherwise, look for natural features in the landscape. I pulled it up here on Google Earth to show you the property, and you can look for natural features in the landscape. If you don't want to use Onyx Maps, I can show you, for example, like this house is up at the top corner of it, right? If I zoom down here, this house is kind of parallel with that property line. The topography, there's almost a ravine running through here. So you can identify natural features in the landscape and the topography based on some of this aerial imagery that we provide. And so that could help you with your viewing too, right? And that's really all I've got to share on this property. Really a cool location. The last thing I'll do is I'll pull it up on Zillow, just showing you guys. I'm going to sort low to high. We're in the business of moving land fast. We have sales goals to hit. We have all that good stuff. We continually buy too, so we have to turn that cash over. So we do offer really low pricing compared to a lot of stuff on the market. That comes with trying to move property fast. So we've been on Zillow 11 days, and it's already has 52 saves, right? Over 11 saves. So it's a lot of activity in this market. You can see there's a 10 acre for 90 grand. You can see other listings for 185. And you can see this one for 150. That's 40 acres for 150. That looks pretty darn steep. That one does, but kind of a cool property too. So again, get with me. If there's a price you want us to match, we can consider that. We do offer seller financing. And like I said, we are in the market of moving land fast. So hopefully we have an attractive price. If there's a number that gets a deal done, just reach out to me. And if you have high level questions, you can also reach out to me too. So again, we have other listings on the homepage. Feel free to browse it. Again, get with our team if you have other questions about any of these land deals. So again, Miles McLaughlin, just ending the video with a disclaimer. This isn't legal advice. This isn't real estate advice. I say this in all my videos. I'm simply sharing what I know about a property with you from my experience in the industry, from doing due diligence on the property myself. And this doesn't replace your due diligence. You as a buyer need to make sure it's going to be the right fit for you, your needs and wants in a land investment. And again, you can consult with your own parties for that matter. And happy land hunting out there.